Well, what can I say about God of War that hasn't been said before? It's 20 years old. I remember getting the original for the PlayStation and just playing the games as fervently as I could. Um, every time a new one came out, I played it. In my previous incarnations as a media studies teacher, I used to make the case for God of War as being educational. As a kid, I knew a lot about Greek mythology because that's just my generation, I guess. And the God of War, Greek mythology for a new generation. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, this is the second game in the reboot. The God of War for PlayStation 4 was given out as a freebie when PlayStation 5 launched, and God of War Ragnarok, as it became known, was shown, previewed, at the PlayStation 5 launch in 2019. And even though it didn't have a name at that point, fans began to call it Ragnarok. So what's the plot? Well, following on from the last game, a Fimbulwinter has descended on Midgard, and that will last for 3 years, and after that is Ragnarok. And Odin obviously is set to win that, destroy Midgard. Odin's visited Kratos and asked him to stay out of the war, but obviously Kratos can't give any promises. We see a lot more of Atreus, and he also goes by the name of Loki. Remember that his mother named him Loki, and he's acquired some powers. He can turn into a wolf, he can turn into a bear. So here you join me, partway through a battle against an ancient. As you can see, I've just ripped its heart out. And now I've got some rage power and some various goodies and some green health. My health's been extended. It's more of the same, really. You're on tracks. It's not sandbox, so you have to find your way ahead. Sometimes there's a puzzle to solve in order to do that, like the one coming up. Smash everything in your path, and you might get something in return for it. The Falcon is Freya. Freya and Kratos now have an uneasy alliance after Kratos murdered Balder, but of course he killed Balder because he was going to kill Freya. But that hasn't stopped her from trying to murder him, murder Kratos throughout this game. She can only stay in Midgard if she is Falcon. I don't really know. These creatures haven't been named, but I'm keeping them at a distance by using the Chains of Chaos, which quite like. I suppose the disadvantage of that for me is they take a lot of retrieving once they've been thrashed out, you know. So I know it's seconds, but it can be vital. You just see me pick up some kind of obelisk and whack one of them with it. That's a new feature. You can also throw boulders as well, which I don't think we've seen before in a God of War game. So it's very rich in story, and to that extent, there are some quite lengthy cutscenes to explain the plot and to build the characters. So if all you want is mindless violence, well, God of War has got that, but you will get some narrative. You do get mythology, you do get lore, and to me, that's what I come to get, really, and it always has been from the beginning of this franchise. It's playing on a PS5 Pro. I've got it set to 60 frames per second, but I can't see any diminishing in quality, to be honest. Sort of typical climbing scene. In order to make the jumps, you have to look at where you're going, and then you get the circle sign. That can be a little bit frustrating sometimes. But as you can see, the runes on the cliffs sort of guide which way you're going. Which is, it's helpful, but having played Tomb Raider and Uncharted, do we really need that level of guidance? I don't think so. I think sometimes it's nice to be, playing on your own merits, just having a sniff around for the right track. So to a certain extent, if I've got any criticism, it's
All those times
that
I
there's
found
too much guidance, there's too much
Why did
input,
you
but
refuse to fight me?
never mind.
Every outcome
It is what it
will
is.
repeat.
What does
I'm
that
playing a
mean?
balanced game,
I have never wished you harm,
which
Claire.
means I'm getting
You helped us.
story and
You
action.
saved Atreus.
But there is an option to just have the story, and the
I wish to die.
challenge from enemies is much slighter. I make schoolboy errors here. I'm just walking past dangerous plants, and then through the poison, and watching my life fade. Hear that heartbeat? I've got to get one of those green glowing things now, otherwise I am going to die. And you, just like any other game, if you get a bit on the level where you're picking up lots of green glowing things, you know there's some kind of battle coming up.
No
Now,
and so close to
these
independence.
enemies are new,
Their song makes their
and
allies
it took me a
invulnerable.
little
They will
bit of
not let
time
you
to
pass
notice
unless you
that
destroy them all.
this chap's life was regenerating, and he's pulling from something just into the top left there, as you can see. So when I noticed that, I smack it, and there you go. Gone is his umbilical cord, and we can do something about it. A new move's been introduced. If you remember from the last game, if you get a yellow circle, it means you can block the attack with your shield. A red one means you can't block it, so you have to get out of the way. And now you get a blue one. If you get a blue one, you can smash your shield down onto the ground, and it knocks them back, and then you can get a few strokes in. Also, if you have enemies with shields, you can do the double shield strike, and it shatters their shield, and that's very useful. So just having a bit of a look round, I always go back, smash some crockery up, some ancient Greek artifacts. Well, they're Norwegian artifacts, aren't they? Scandinavian, and yeah. So this is more like it. There's a little puzzle coming up, so I can't get over. Have a sniff around, and there I have a crane, and I know I've got to hit one of those because that's a fairly standard content for this game for the last sort of 10 years or so, hasn't it? You do, I have to say, get some clues. If you are really not getting it, Artreus or whoever you're travelling with will actually stand and look. And if you look in the direction, then you'll see what you need to do. Okay, up ahead here, another development of the game, which is, I won't spoil it for you. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Kratos can read in this game, which is handy, because he's not always with Artreus. You get some mini tasks with Artreus on his own, especially because he's becoming more confident and more of a warrior. This is 3 years on from the last God of War game. Who's back? Sindri and Brock are back. The dwarves turning up every now and again and doing your creating new weapons for you, or upgrading your weapons. They have a bit more to do with the plot this time round, particularly because Kratos and Atreus are actually staying at Sindri's house. A lot more involved with Norse mythology, I find, because obviously it's Ragnarok. Anyway, is it any good? Yep. Buy it. Or if you're on PlayStation Plus, download it for free.